Alright, I'm going to guess we're going to start streaming here in just a sec. We'll give folks a minute or two to populate onto here as get stuff set up for you. Let me go over to the LAX 18 side. Not there yet. Maybe, maybe not. Is it popped in? Is live now. Hey, look, we're live now. Alrighty. Hi, and good afternoon. We are with you today because we've got another severe weather threat. Yesterday's was centered a little bit more south and west of Lexington. Today maybe coming a little bit more northeast. So we are getting you all set up here with everything. So you're looking at the first of our graphics here. I'm kind of stalling just for a second, letting folks get on here. So it's a very active pattern. It's a stagnant pattern for the most part, but tropical air mass certainly is in place for us, as we have seen dew points that are hanging in the low and mid 70s. It's hot. Storms from earlier today that mainly impacted, well, we had some come through central, but also into the southeast. Stabilized the air a little, but there's been a lot of recovery going on, and so with that recovery, we are indeed seeing the potential for more storms coming in. Okay, we're up to a couple hundred folks on here, so we'll go ahead and get started. Not going to be a long one. First of all, severe thunderstorm watch is in place, and it's covering central Kentucky. Just in case you're keeping score at home, the eastern edge of this is the outline between the Louisville National Weather Service Office and the Jackson National Weather Service Office. It doesn't get down into our southern tier of counties where the air is more stable after the rain from this morning, but it does include Lexington, Fayette County. So again, until 8 o'clock, severe thunderstorm watch for most of Kentucky. Well, okay, I take that. Most of our viewing area. East and southeast not included yet, but that may change a little bit later on. So with that, let's go ahead and show you the Max Track Live, and with it we have been watching storms going on exiting southeast Kentucky. We've seen these storms sitting out here near Bardstown over towards Springfield there in Washington County. Might have a 30-40 mile per hour wind gust with it. Definitely a torrential downpour. A lot of lightning is in play with this. In fact, go 3 dimensions, you can see some of the lightning strikes going on with that. So that's obviously headed through Washington County, eventually toward Perryville. We're also watching storms sitting up here, Louisville, and then up into southern Indiana. And obviously, if you continued that southeastward direction, that brings it towards central Kentucky over the next little bit. And behind it, there's another squall line sitting back there. So what's likely happening at this point, this is an old outflow boundary right here, and so that has encountered the very moist, unstable air that was out ahead of it, and the bottom line is those storms are beginning to fire up. So when we look at the bigger picture, we'll take you back to this morning. There were the storms exiting out of the southeast. There's your dying mesoscale system from earlier today, but as you've gone through time, you see how as its outflow begins to redevelop, they've issued that watch now out ahead of that. I was going to show you a future track, but you know what? Right now I'm not liking the future track solution, so I'm going to kind of wait because the HER will be updating here with some new data here in the next little bit. But there, we do have that severe weather risk through tonight. There's the visible satellite. I wanted to show you that in here real quick as well. Well, yeah, here's the visible. So with that, watch this area down in here. There's the pulse coming out and right in there. Stop right in there, and so that's what's developing this new cluster of storms. And again, you see the motion that is to the southeast, so it's on the northwest flow aloft. What we've got going on also is that there's a flow at the surface here from the southwest. There's a northwest flow aloft. What does that create? Shear. And so when the storms develop, they have the chance to become severe. But you notice that there are definitely breaks in the clouds as we look from Lexington northwest. So what's going to happen in this area is it's getting very warm, the air is very humid, so it's becoming more unstable. And so as that's happening, you are indeed watching the where's my clicker? There it is. I'm going to back this up because I'm going to take it forward again. since I zoomed in a little bit here for you. So there's the, well, there, okay, that actually helps you here a little bit. You see the view from the Lexington Financial Center. Right now, still an overcast in place over Lexington, but the clouds do thin once you get on the other side of the river. So again, let's, as we're zoomed in here for you, so there right there, right? See, that's the outflow boundary right there. So that's where the new storms are firing up. See, the clearing line is somewhere back here, Woodford, Anderson County, back towards Shelby County, where you're getting some sunshine. We'll show you the first the dew points here, and look at LaGrange. A dew point's nearly 80, and so is Lebanon, so is Campbellsville. So those are some of the highest dew points we've ever recorded in the state. 81, I believe, is the highest dew point number we've ever had. But you see again, that swath of moisture sitting right in here. I mean, even through most of central Kentucky, dew points are running in the mid-70s. I mean, that's no slouch. So again, there's plenty of juicy air available. And when you look at temperatures, again, the difference where we're getting some hints of sun, at least stronger sun out here to the west, where you've got these numbers in the mid-80s, Lebanon, Harrodsburg, Frankfort, so even up to Cynthiana. Still a little bit of cloud cover, debris clouds holding temperature back on the south side of Lexington, but this is the air mass the storms are coming into, so they are primed with storm food. Just out of curiosity, I wanted to, 80 in Hamburg, see the 83s in Frankfort and Lawrenceburg, so again, definitely a difference going on. So there is your setup. Again, there are no severe warnings at the moment in the state, but even as we've been just online here, you'll notice that that storm up in southern Indiana has indeed gone severe. And these are also individual cells. So let me do this really quick because I'm interested here. I'm intrigued. So with that, let's go over to the Louisville radar. Let's get storm relatives just out of curiosity. It's okay. It's straight line, but you got some decent wind. You also have some velocity shear, but nothing beyond that at this point. So, okay, that was just my own curiosity on that. Just kind of taking a quick look. We'll put the max track back on here for you. I'll pop over to the Facebook and see what the questions are. All right, and it's the question that we get every time. What time is it getting to my house? What time is it getting to my house? What time is it getting to my house? Actually, I like this. No, you're just saying where you're from. Oh, I like you folks. Paris. So again, you're under the watch there in Paris. Time of arrival. So we've got obviously some storms in the area now, and we could see this area where it's unstable right now. Nothing's going on. We could see some storms begin to erupt in here, but figure that this line, assuming it holds together, 25, well, distance-wise, we are from Lexington, 60-some miles. These are moving southeast 25 miles per hour or so. So that's a couple hours away, so that's toward 5 o'clock when we would see them coming into most of central Kentucky. Obviously, Frankfort a little sooner, Richmond and Irvin and Danville a little bit later. So again, there's your setup. Got Amy and Amanda just talking on the Facebook site here, so that's nice. Yeah, Tracy, Tom and I right now are basically on 12-hour shifts. With the Olympics and our lack of shows, we went ahead and gave Bain and Emily more or less the weekdays off just because there just weren't a lot of shows to do. So they're getting a little bit of an extended and easy break. So Tom and I are basically working 12-hour shifts. We switch off. I had a talk I gave this morning in Lexington at 9 o'clock. I was in here at 10:30. I sent Tom home then. But I suspect I'll see Tom at 2 in the morning, assuming there's more storms around. But again, figure 4 o'clock-ish. 4 o'clock-ish, maybe getting close to Frankfort. Closer to 5, closer to 6-ish. Again, those are just very rough calculations. And so that's about it. Like I said, we're going to keep this one short. As storms come in closer, and again, unless there's anything tornadic, we will not interrupt NBC's programming. With that said, just again to show you what the folks at the Storm Prediction Center have going on. So there is their slight risk for severe, and in fact, I'm not going to modify the map, but I'll just go ahead and get it on here for you. Deviated tour. So here's their thinking on the tornado potential, again from the Storm Prediction Center. So it's a 2% chance, 25 miles from any given point, that you could see a tornado, and then the greater wind threat is wind. That's a 15% chance of a 57 mile per hour gust or greater, causing a severe thunderstorm warning. So there is your setup. We'll leave you with the max track. And thank you for clicking here on Facebook. We'll keep you informed here on Facebook when we can, with just these quick updates. And again, if it's tornadic, we go on the TV side. Now you see all those cells out here. Oh, it's not going to click because I'm not in. Oh golly. So let me do this. Okay. So the storms that are sitting out here, you'll notice that they're by themselves. Each one's an individual. So right now, all of these things have circulation to them. As they begin to coalesce, you'll lose that individual cellular look, and it becomes a squall line, and then that QLCS will go ahead and dive southeastward. So again, that's what we're looking at. The air's a little more stable out here, so I think the threat, that's probably pretty close to where the threat is, and I think the modeling is the radar is trying to tell you this is probably the greater corridor, so maybe just west of Lexington down towards, say, Mount Vernon with time. But again, Mount Vernon's not under the watch yet. But so I think the more southwest you go, the more possible the impacts from this are going to end up being. So yeah, keep your Storm Tracker weather app handy. And thanks for clicking with us here on Facebook, here on LAX 18.